Snowlord here, and I'm going to take out some of the mystique of the electronic logs. I get stopped at the fuel pumps all the time and asked about it, so I figured it's the wave of the future, so I figured I'd shed some light on the subject, and maybe you guys won't be so scared of them. If you mastered the logbook system, you can master this one. So here we go. Alright, first things first, let's dispel a few myths. The truck does not shut down at the end of, if you're over your hours. If you have a violation, it just says you have a violation, and then it counts into a negative number. And the way my safety guy put it is, if you have one violation versus, because you're trying to find a parking spot or whatever, then that's a lot better than doing a bunch of falsifications or, expanding your log or whatever. The particular setup we have gives us an opportunity to park the truck, and I'll explain that here in a minute. So without further ado, let's go. We're going to click on hours of service.
You have 2 hours and 7 minutes of remaining drive time.
Clarabelle tells us exactly how many hours we got. Alright. Okay. As you can see, I'm in the sleeper. It started at 20:49 Central Time yesterday, or last night. And right now it's 5 o'clock Central Time. And I've been in the sleeper for 20 hours. I had to stay for a day because I was getting close to my 70. And then you scroll down, and then I will gain 8 hours and 42 minutes at midnight. And today it shows how much my mileage I've driven today, and I haven't driven any, of course. This is the summary. It tells you your 11 hours and your 14 hours. And as the day goes on, it draws it out. Of course, I don't have that, so my 70, I've only got 2 hours and 7 minutes left. The graph is the familiar logbook style, and it'll tell you, it tells DOT or whatever, this is what they want to see usually if you ever have to show them. And it works just like your logbook. Instead of 15-minute increments, this is one of the advantages. Everything's done by the minute. So if it takes you just 6 minutes to go into a rest area and use the bathroom, then you don't have to log it as 15 minutes. If you go to fuel and it takes you 26 minutes, you don't have to show 30, and that's usually an advantage when you just got to run in and do something. When I go to fuel, what I'll do is I'll show my fuel is on duty, and then when you pull up the truck to go inside and get your receipt, that's when I put myself off duty. And you have to log on duty as pre-trip, at least 15 minutes, post-trip, at least 15 minutes, and then fuel, it could take you 10 minutes to fuel, it could take you 30 minutes to fuel. Your day log is, I've got nothing listed here because I haven't made any stops today, but I'll go back a day here. That's the detailed report of what I've done today and where I'm at. Just scroll down here and you can just kind of see, here I was off duty for an hour and 54 minutes, just east of Stroudsburg, PA. Then your 8 days list your recap pretty much, and then if you notice, there's a fax button here, and if you get DOT'd, all you have to do is have the DOT officer give you a fax number, and you can fax. You type in that number, and you fax your e-logs directly to the fax machine that the DOT gives you. Approve. Every 8 days you got to approve your logs, or every time there's been a change made, that you just approve them. If they're wrong, or if something's screwed up on the computer, you can, you just call in your company and they can fix it. And this is the load information. This is the load number I'm on, my trailer number. And then for my pre-trip inspection sheet, I've got a separate sheet that I have to fill out and turn in. And then there's where I can fix the load. There's my carrier information for the DOT. And that's pretty much it. Nothing to be scared of. Nothing to trouble you with. And when I go to change my status, here's how it's done. You have off duty, you have sleeper berth, driving, on duty, and then the trick to the game, off duty driving. Let's say you deliver a load, you drop the trailer and you want to bobtail to the store because you know your next load's not going to be ready for another couple hours. Well, all I have to do is hit that off duty driving. That also works if if I'm almost out of my 11 and I can't find a good place to park. I can use it then too. We're told not to abuse it, and we don't, because if we do, we could lose it. Because I've heard from Warner drivers and other drivers that they don't even have that option. It's not meant for us to get down the road. It's just meant for us to find a parking space or go get something to eat or go to the laundromat or something if needed. And most of the time I'll use off duty when I'm going in to use the bathroom or into the store. Sleeper berth anytime I'm not moving. And then driving. Now, each company sets the parameters different. I don't have to switch it from any of these. I don't have to switch it to driving. As soon as my truck hits, I think our parameters is 6th gear, then it'll go to driving. It also works the reverse way. It will go from driving to on duty the minute that I turn the truck off. I could set the brakes. Some companies have it where you set the brakes, but that would be a pain in the butt if you're stuck in a traffic jam and you want to set the brakes because you know you're not going to move for a while. But if the truck gets turned off, it automatically gets turned to on duty. And what I do is I add a note, whether it's fuel, vehicle inspection, load or unload, or drop and hook, all kinds of things. And I can also add a note to whatever current duty status I'm on. When I log into the Qualcomm, it actually puts me at on duty. So tonight I'll probably go get something to eat, so I'll drive off duty, and then when I go to fuel later, I'll probably go to on duty and start my fueling process. The best part about this is that I don't have to worry about messing with the logs, doing the math, but you do have to be good at planning your trip. Make sure you know where you want to stop. But just trip planning and being efficient, combining your on-duty stops, if you combine your fuel and pre-trip or fuel and post-trip, there have been times where I've been able to combine load or unload and my pre-trips, and that saves a lot of time. But there's, the truck doesn't shut off if you run out of hours. The good part is the dispatchers know exactly what you can or can't do. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down. I'll try to get back to you when I can.